Greetings, pod fans! If you've been watching for the past week or two, you'll probably know that there was something that I wanted to get. And then if you watched Friday's video, you may have noticed that something made an appearance. I got a tattoo. So because I made such a big deal about, I want to get a tattoo and I don't know how to do it, I feel like I have to now make a video about how I actually ended up getting this thing and getting over the fear and feeling the fear and doing it anyway and all that kind of jazz. So after I made that video, I got a bunch of lovely responses. People just being like, just do it, like, you know, it'll be fine. Just make sure you're not going to some shady back alleyway place. It helped. It really did help, but I was still going, I don't know how it works. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, who I'm supposed to talk to, what happens, man. So on Wednesday, I went and I was just hanging around, walking around, having a good old time, and I met my friend Rob and his friend, I'm gonna call her Luna because I don't know if she wants names and internet, whatever, but both of them have tattoos. And we were talking and I was just like, you know, I really want to get a tattoo and I don't know how to get a tattoo. And they started giving me really good advice about, like, you know, shop around. You don't have to just go to one place and accept the quote that they give you, or like, you know, you like research artists and go in, like look at portfolios and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, this is really cool. This is great. Thank you so much. And then they were like, wait, what are you doing right now? I of course said, I've got nothing on for the day. I'm just hanging around doing nothing. So they brought me to a tattoo place. We walk in and my friend Rob, he starts talking to the lady at the desk and just like, hey, looking to get a quote and blah 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 blah. So she's like, oh well, what are you gonna want to get and where and what is it and why, and we can't quote without knowing these things. And he goes, well, it's not for me, it's for my friend. And I was just standing behind going like, oh hi, yeah, that's me. And I explained the thing. I showed them a picture of the Imperial logo that I wanted to get. I said right there, and they were like, give me a price. And then I said, yeah, well, I want to get it. How do I don't know how this works. And she said, well, when you want to get it, like ASAP or whatever? And I was like, yes. She had an opening at 5 o'clock that day. So 3 hours later, I came back and I got needles put in my arm. And now I have this. I'm actually really happy with it. It's really cool. If you look closely, it looks kind of like shiny and white and stuff. That's because I'm putting nappy rash ointment on it. Not just because I'm a weirdo. This is bepanthen. It's like supposed to be the good stuff that helps protect from irritation and scabbing and all that kind of yucky stuff that you don't want on a wound. So it was a really pleasant experience. It was way easier than I expected. Went in, it only took like an hour, which was cool. I guess it wasn't exactly very difficult, you know, it wasn't mad or like crazy, it was just following a pattern. So the place that I went to is Inkaholics in Cork. If you're from Cork, it's next to Speedo's. If you don't know where that is, it's next, like in the road next to Peace Park. And if you don't know any of that, you're probably not from Cork, so it doesn't really put up nor down on you. Yeah, the people in there were really nice. Even the people who weren't doing my tattoo, like they'd walk past and go, oh, how are you finding it? How's it going? How's the pain? And it was just a really nice atmosphere. It really just suited me and calmed my nerves. As for the pain, the way that it was done was like the outline was done and then like filled in. So every time a new like line was done, that hurt a hell of a lot. I just kind of like sat there, gritted my teeth and was like, didn't make any noise or anything, didn't flinch or whatever, but it does hurt, but it's very bearable pain. If you can deal with a bit of pain for an hour, then you know, tattoos are not very difficult. Since then it's a bit tender to the touch, like, you know, you give it a tap and it goes like, ooh, it feels like a bruise, but it's not horrible. The first night I just kind of slept with my arm out like that, and I'm a very like, you know, curling in kind of person, so that was not easy to do. A very interesting thing. Before I explain this is not why I got the tattoo. I just really like the Empire. I like the shape of this and the how it looks and all that kind of stuff. But as we were quarter of the way through the tattoo, let's say, the lady said, oh, so what is this? I've never seen Star Wars, so like, what is this? So I said, you know, it's the symbol of the bad guys, basically. And then in my head, this is something that, like, you know, I've heard a million times, and I just like, you know, it's just like, it's a good explanation for the Empire, kind of. I said, they're basically space Nazis. To which her response, like completely like, you know, snap of the fingers, there's your response, was, So this is a space swastika. Obviously, I'd never like put two and two together and like made that a thing, but kind of. Obviously, I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a space Nazi. I just you know, I really like the Empire. I've got a stormtrooper helmet. I like the bad guys, but I wouldn't go slaughtering people in space. I don't know, like, I don't know how to describe why I like the Empire so much, and now that I have put two and two together and made that assumption, or made that, it makes it even more difficult to, to explain. But yes, I am still, my favorite character is Obi-Wan, so, like, don't worry, I'm not... Since then, to all of my close friends, I've been talking about the fact that I have a space swastika on my arm. And maybe that's not how I should start conversations, but I think it's funny. But yes, tattoos, they're good. They're really good. Like this one, it's not even like fully healed yet, and I'm thinking, I have to figure out what to get next. I have to get something like elaborate and cool and blah blah blah. I'm very happy I went for something like simple, something that, you know, didn't take like 5 hours or whatever for my first ever one, because that would have just, it would have been, I don't know, like, I feel like I would have still liked it, but it would have been such a thing to sit there for like 5 hours and wait for it to get done without knowing if tattoos were a thing that I wanted. So this is simple, it's easily covered up with sleeves and whatever, so I'm extremely happy. So yeah, would recommend Inkaholics to anyone who wanted to get a tattoo, because they were good. They were a good experience. Yeah, don't really know what the point of this video is, but I felt like it needed to be made because tattoos are now a thing that are part of me, and now for the rest of my life I am just like, I can't stop liking Star Wars now because it's literally part of my skin. I like, yeah, so I guess I'm now a nerd for life. It's not just a phase, Mom. This is it. My mom hasn't seen it yet. I don't know if she knows about it, so I'll give updates on that one. Anyway, I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you all on Friday, because today is Monday. Slán.